Class-based gold farms. A very underrated way of making gold, and one of the methods I use each week to give great returns in the future. So today we'll be going over the 7 best class-specific gold farms. Let us begin. Starting with the 𝐑𝐞𝐜𝐨𝐸 Dwarven Dice. This farm is a rogue-specific farm and is located within the zone of Icecrown. This is where you'll be wanting to make your way over towards the Onslaught Harbour. All Onslaught mobs have a chance of dropping this item at a roughly 0.3 to 0.7% drop chance. You'll be wanting to loop around the area in order to make sure you have pickpocketed all of the mobs. Once a full loop has been done, all of the previous mobs should have had their pockets filled once again. This is so we always have mobs to pickpocket for increasing our chances of getting this item. This dice sells for a strong gold value due to the low drop chance and the specific requirements of obtaining this item. Next up we have the Tome of Polymorph Monkey. Here is where you'll be wanting to make your way over towards the zone of the Jade Forest, and at the southern tip of the zone you will find the Hosen, which have a chance to drop this item. This of course is a mage specific farm, which is another reason why this item gains its value. The Hosen have a drop chance of 0.6%, but the reason why we are farming this area instead of something like the Dead Mines is that the mob density is higher, and because the mobs are linked to one of the starting quests for Mr. Pandaria, their respawn rate is incredibly fast, meaning you always have mobs to slay in this area, which also further increases your chances of getting said item, which can go for a relatively decent amount of gold. Following on to this, and within the zone of Uldum, is a rogue specific farm once again. This is for the item the Loaded Gnomish Dice. This can be pickpocketed from the Schnotz infantrymen, though it is wise to know that if you sap the leader of the packs before pickpocketing, you are able to have them all stand still, and as such make your life a lot easier when doing this gold farm. This is when I will slay all of the mobs after pickpocketing each pack to speed up the respawn of the pockets, as these mobs respawn timers are faster than their pocket timers, meaning it is much more efficient to slay them to reset their pockets as opposed to just waiting for their pockets to reset. The Loaded Gnomish Dice can be sold for a decent amount of gold on most servers, and it is a very keynote item in order to farm. Coming in next on our list is the Tome of Polymorph Porcupine. Now I love this mage specific farm due to the tome being easily farmable and sells for a good gold value. You will need to make your way over towards the zone of the Jade Forest once again, and once there, head towards the coordinates 48.6 to 28.6. This is where you'll find smoky porcupines, and if farmed in a loop-shaped fashion, you will always have mobs to slay. This farm is something I love to do when I have some free time and fancy doing something else than material farming, and is a very nice farm in order to do if you are feeling especially a bit more lazier than most other farms. Next up is a rogue specific farm of the Worn Troll Dice. This item is best farmed north of the Argent Tournament. On the little island of Hrothgar's Landing, this is where you'll be wanting to loop around the area pickpocketing the 𝐂𝐽ldir. Once one loop has been done, the first mob you started with should have had its pockets reset, which means if done right, you will always have mobs to pickpocket for this item. This item's drop chance is around 1.3% and also sells quite well in regards to other rogue specific farms, and as such this is why it is higher on this list. Following on to this, and within the zone of Dragonblight, is the mage specific farm for the Tome of Polymorph Polar Bear Cub. This can be farmed from the mobs Arctic Grizzlies at a drop chance of 0.5%. Make your way over towards the coordinates 38.2 to 53.2 and loop your way around the area of the Horde faction base. These mobs are quite spaced out, and as such sometimes your flying mount is required to get to them faster, though this Tome of Polymorph tends to be the better of the selling of the three due to the information I have already stated. And such, this is one farm I do on the regular due to the returns I can make on this said item being vastly greater than the other tomes of polymorph, though it is wise to note that a variety of these tomes are better and more efficient overall, as the more variety you have, the more gold you will make. Lastly, and to finish off our list, is the sealed tome of the Lost Legion farm. This is where you'll want to take your Warlock over towards the Isle of Thunder from the Mists of Pandaria expansion. Here is where you'll be farming the rare elites for a chance of obtaining this item. At a drop chance of 2%, this is something I enjoy farming for, as one loop of the island takes roughly 7 minutes in order to do, which then I can log each day for a chance of this item, though it is wise to point out that this item is unique. So once you have one on your person, you should send it off to your banker and then continue farming again for this item. If you are looking to do this on a regular basis, then this is a good practice to get into, as the unique item will not drop again if you already have this said item, so be prepared for this. The sealed tome of Lost Legion sells for a reasonable amount of gold and is typically one of the best selling of the class specific items, hence why it has made it at top on this list. Other than that, guys, that is my pick for the 7 best class specific gold farms. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be soon.